Hello world, boys and girls, shine your light bright like diamonds and pearls. You could be anything in this world. Weight on your shoulder, let that pressure like a curl. Hello world, they got, none know my name. They got, none know my name. They got, none know my name. It's the come up. Now watch the world. Determination.
Yo, welcome to another episode of The Come Up, the podcast where we talk about literally whatever comes up to mind. And of course, I had to bring back, you know him, as the one and only Joe Kilz, keeping it real.
What
What's
up,
good,
everybody?
fam?
What up?
Oh, man, it has been a minute since we recorded.
Yes, it has.
I've been in hiatus for a while.
No, you ain't. Don't tell that lie. You've been all over the place.
I've been doing all kind of different things, man.
You've been traveling.
Yeah.
Been checking out the other stuff you've been doing.
Yeah, man. The traveling's been great, you know. It said me and Nia, we just went to we did like a whole little road trip. We went to Sedona, Arizona.
Okay.
Which is dope. It's like if you've never been to if you ever seen Cars.
Oh yeah.
This is Cars, you know what
yeah.
I mean? With the nice red rock cliffs. Everybody was super friendly. I really enjoyed myself out there, man. And then we did this thing called Under Canvas, which Under Canvas literally is like, what do you call it? Glamping? Glamping. There you go.
Glamour camping.
Glamour camping. We was in this nice tent that had like a nice full on bed in it, like a queen size bed with a fire pit. It had running water, but it was a tent. It was really, really dope, but it was fucking cold as fuck. But that was in Utah. We were actually in I think it was called Big Water, Utah, or out there. But just seeing those stars at night, man, and how they just, oh my God, they're just like right there, like you could pick them. You know what I mean?
It was on a clear night. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing though. I loved it. I enjoyed it myself so much. And then from there, we did the whole Horseshoe Bend, went to the Grand Canyon.
Gotcha.
Funny thing about the Grand Canyon is I really thought that you can just drive up to the Grand Canyon.
No, sir. No.
I thought you can just drive up.
No.
See, I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know that you can. I really thought that you can just drive up.
No, this ain't a Joe. This ain't a Joe Dirt thing.
No. There you go, Joe Dirt. But like I said, I enjoyed myself. It was a great time, and we stayed at this cool pet friendly hotel.
Okay.
That was really catered to pets, and it was really nice. Really good thing that they did for the for man's best friend.
Got you.
And it was a good time.
Before we go any further, though, since we're talking about you traveling and everything like that, I just want to touch on something.
Okay.
Because I saw was it North Carolina you went to?
North Carolina, yeah.
I saw that when you was talking about Zaxby's and stuff like that.
Yes.
It touched my heart.
Oh.
It touched my heart because that's my mom's favorite spot.
Zaxby's?
Zaxby's. That's my mom's favorite spot. When she go back to see like my sister, because my sister's in Atlanta.
Okay.
And my daughter is in she's in Augusta, Georgia. I got a great nephew in North Carolina. So when she goes back to visit, she's got to go to Zaxby's.
It was, no, y'all don't understand, man. They do, you know what KFC's slogan is like, we do chicken right. No, y'all don't. Y'all have no candle compared to Zaxby's. Zaxby does chicken right.
Here's the funny thing about it. You have to go
to experience it.
Yeah. But you also have, like for KFC, you have to go back east and have their KFC.
Word.
Because that special herbs and spices stuff that they talk about, it's franchised. It's become a watered down version of what they used to be.
Yeah.
So you go back east and in the South and stuff like that, they tweak their recipes. Don't get it twisted. They tweak their recipes. It's a different way of making chicken down there.
Yeah, it's just made, like my homie said, man, they just make everything with love. Like you don't understand it. Like if you never experienced Zaxby's, go to Zaxby's. Like I said, the chicken was always fresh, crispy but not over crispy. cooked to perfection in my mind. They had different kind of arrays of different kind of sandwiches you can get and chicken tenders, and the vibe, what it looks like inside aesthetically was freaking dope. With the road signs and all this, and I don't know, maybe because everybody's gonna be like, well, just because you was in North Carolina down, well, not really the South, but you up in that area
and
with Southern cooking. It's like
back east, South Carolina. I mean, back east Southern area, because, like I said, I have family that's in Georgia, and that's back east Southern.
Yeah,
it is what it is. So, just you see the difference in California West Coast stuff and East Coast Southern stuff.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
No, and you're absolutely right, man. But I'm just saying for those people who are like, oh, it's because you was back there, that's why it tastes so good. And I'm like, nah, man. Like I had Popeyes back in North Carolina. Sorry, New Orleans, and it was just the same flavor that I got out here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But out there at Zaxby's, that shit was whole different. Like, and I didn't get a chance to go to Bojangles, but everybody always talks about Bojangles. Everybody talks about like Bob Evans, like in the Detroit area and all that stuff. Like the food's just hits different out there. And I can't explain it, but yeah, man, Zaxby's was fucking amazing. And then like, the fishing, and Nia's parents or her mom is more from this small little, ocean town.
Okay.
And that's where I went. And if you saw my video, I had that flounder for the first time.
Yes.
And I'm like, I ain't never had flounder. Like the last thing I remember of flounder was Little Mermaid, because wasn't his name Flounder or something like that?
Yeah.
I ate flounder, guys. Don't tell Disney. But yeah, man, and it was a great little white fish. It was nice and fluffy. The way they cooked it was great. It was really good, man. Like I had a great food experience when I was in North Carolina, but then again, I didn't expect anything less. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I expected that great food. But I think that we need to open up like a bougie spot out there though. Like I told Nia and her family, like we need to open up like a bed and breakfast out here since you got some land. And we'll call it like Jacksonville Bougie. And there's like a bougie, type of bed and breakfast. I think I want to open a bed and breakfast, man. Like I think that's been on my mind a lot lately. Like, because I feel like I love little hotel stays and hospitality.
My question is this something that just came across, or is it something that you think that this might be something to do? Because there's a difference, man.
I think there's I think it's something that is something to do. I mean, I really think that when you see like bed and breakfasts, you don't hear about them that much because of everything nowadays with, what do you call that stuff when you rent your people's houses?
Airbnbs?
Yeah, with Airbnbs and stuff like that. It's just kind of lost its mojo, the bed and breakfast thing. But I remember watching those things on like not HBO, but like Hallmark Channel and
right.
watching them on the holiday shows. And it's like that, like, oh, they're staying at this bed and breakfast. I'm like, that sounds dope. It's like intimate space, and it's like homey, but it's still a hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like hospitality. I like good hospitality. I know Nia loves, a good hotel, a good hospitality. And, we being from California, we can bring the bouginess to Jacksonville, but still have the Jacksonville swagger. Yeah, okay. If that makes sense. But yeah, man, that was just a thought I had because I'm like, dude, we got this property here. We can move on something. We have friends and family that live in California, so we can have people that come, like, hey, come try us out in Jacksonville. Okay. It's just a bunch of things I was just thinking about, man, for a future thing because, you can't work at a 9 to 5 forever. I mean, you can, but for some of us, we're not. I'm not built like that.
They're not 9 to 5ers.
I'm not built like that no more.
Actually, there's no such thing as a 9 to 5 anymore.
That's true. That's absolutely true. But look at, man. But speaking of 9 to 5, anyway, let me get into what I actually wanted to talk to you about today, man.
I just wanted to, put that out there because some people, they miss your little, your little things on your
the gram media. And the YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out. Let them know what they missing.
I've been busy, man.
Let them know what they've been missing.
I'm sorry, people.
It's okay. We only did 10 minutes at a time anyway.
Yeah, so. Right. All right. So look, man, it's the come up, and one thing that came up this month that I wanted to talk to you about, because obviously you're one of the only people I really want to talk this about.
What's up?
Is the movie Doctor Strange
and the Multiverse of Madness.
And the Multiverse of Madness.
What you want to talk about, man?
First of all, I know you just saw the movie.
Yes. Just saw it. I actually went yesterday.
Okay, and I am curious to know exactly what you thought of the movie and its placements of going forward and what it gave us as references for past movies, if that makes sense.
I noticed that they're still talking about the blip a lot.
Okay.
I'm glad they brought in the characters that they brought in.
Okay.
Like they brought in Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Xavier. They showed the alternate. They brought in some of the what ifs.
Okay.
I do like that part.
Do you think that was, first of all, I'm sorry to interrupt you on that part, but do you think that was like a vital thing that they need to happen, or just a good little quirk because they made the show What If?
Well, I think that was a vital part because they're making if you've seen the movie, they're called the Illuminati. This Illuminati is a little different than the comic Illuminati.
Okay.
The comic Illuminati was just basically for our planet.
Okay.
For our reality, our universe per se. This is a multiversal Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that in the interviews where they talk about it. They really, really just took everybody. So like I said, they did the What If Peggy Carter. They did the Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel. Because that's who she was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Not Miss Marvel, but
yeah,
Captain Marvel. Reed Richards, who is basically, I don't understand it because he wasn't really to me, but they say he's the smartest man in the multiverse. Then you had Charles Xavier in the hover chair, which I thought was cool as hell.
Mm.
But as far as all the other stuff, where the Scarlet Witch is more powerful, look from what they made it out to be, she's the most powerful being in the universe, and she's not. Even in the comic book, she's not. Don't get me wrong. She is strong. She was able to take all the mutants in the universe, in her universe, and wipe out mutant powers.
Mm-hmm.
Granted. But when you have a person like Captain Marvel, who also has an alternate identity of binary, who is basically cosmic energy, and she couldn't beat Wanda, Wanda's not that strong. So that was one of the downfalls that I saw in the movie, that I was like, okay, they're trying to make her stronger than what she is, and it's basically, they try to have a self-realization moment.
Okay.
And that's what basically this whole movie was about to me. It wasn't even really about Doctor Strange. It was about Wanda being self-realizing what she was doing.
And do you think that it was vital going forward to see this movie? Like, I guess what I'm trying to ask you too is, if people said, I'm not going to go watch that movie, would they be missing anything going forward to other movies?
They might be missing some things connecting to like the Eternals 2 that are coming soon. I don't know how they're going to connect Thor, Love and Thunder. You don't know the connections before these movies come out.
Yeah.
How much they're going to connect. Because you do know that Marvel, since the beginning, they have tidbits of little information that flows through each to connect each till you get to that major story.
Yeah.
So, with the connections like that, you don't know how that's going to work.
That's true.
One thing, going back to the very beginning, the very first Iron Man, you had at the very end where he meets with General Ross. Who knew that they were really going to connect Hulk at that time?
Yeah. Okay. I feel you. I'm following you.
So, and then you had Thor, and then at the end of Thor, like they say, the end credits and the mid credits scenes, those are the ones that make a difference. The question is, how deep are they going to go into the multiverse?
Okay.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Because they've destroyed the Darkhold, and they've destroyed, I can't remember the name of the other book, but the other side of the coin of the Darkhold, the one they've been searching for.
Yeah.
They've destroyed both books. So now the question becomes, how far are you going to go into the multiverse?
Well, when you watch the mid-credit, sorry for all the noise, guys, but when you watch the mid-credit and you see he comes back, and I don't know who is that woman that comes in the mid-credits.
They don't really get into who she is. It doesn't look like she's a multiverse character.
Okay.
But she does look like a character that can not transdimensional, but she can travel to where Dormammu is.
Okay, who's that?
Remember the guy in the first Doctor Strange, the demon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like that's his dimension that. Remember Doctor Strange trapped him in with the mirrors?
Yes, I remember.
So that looks like that universe.
Got it.
Or that dimension.
Okay.
So, you don't know who. I mean, I really don't remember because I wasn't a Doctor Strange fan.
Got it.
Like I said, my expertise pretty much goes into older X-Men, Fantastic Four, stuff like that. Okay. I was more of a mutant lover.
Got it.
As you can say for Marvel.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious about that, man. And then him having that third eye.
Remember when he went to the universe that was collapsing, that it had the incursion. Yeah. He was saying that when you use the Darkhold, it extracts part of you as well as giving you knowledge. Mm-hmm. So the third eye is actually from him using the Darkhold. So
he got extra knowledge. It's not a bad thing, what I'm trying to say.
It might be. You don't know. It is yet to be seen, in other words.
Okay, then. Yeah, the movie.
Pun intended.
Yeah. The movie to me, it was cool. And I was telling people that was asking me about it, like, what do you thought about that? And I was like, I thought it was, obviously a setup movie. But I said about any movie of Marvel's that I'm just like, I wasn't like really vibing with.
Oh, really?
It's setting up something. But then again, I'm like thinking to myself, I don't know what it's setting up. Like, because I can't think of any other movie that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this was a movie to just incorporate all the shows that they've started to do. What If, WandaVision, all that. I think I'm like, this is just for them. This is for them. You know what I mean?
It is to connect the Disney Plus Marvel television into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because there technically is no more Marvel television. Yeah. They'll still do the Marvel Plus shows, but it's all under Marvel Cinema now. Okay. They actually said that in a recent posting. Because I have it where anything pertaining to Marvel goes to my Google. Okay. And I got the alert, I think the week before Doctor Strange came out. All right. Saying that, Disney Plus will still have their shows, but they're no longer a separate entity, and it's Marvel TV and Marvel Cinematic. Okay. That's dope. So now there's just one company.
Disney's been doing this shit great. I mean, they found a way to bridge gaps, and they found a way to incorporate not only older fans, but newer fans. And I always give Disney their props and their recommend for that, because they did the same thing with Star Wars, introducing The Mandalorian. Now Boba Fett, I think that series is over. Yes. Now you got the Obi-Wan Kenobi coming out, and it's just like, okay, how do we're bridging the gaps of what a new feel, what an old feel with a new twist. And
true, it's actually an old feel with an old twist, because they're just giving us the history that we've been missing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. That you're getting the history that you've been missing, and you're getting the stuff that's in between things. So I'm saying that's the new thing, because of the new technology. It looks better. It's all this good stuff, and it's making you like. People don't probably never watch Star Wars, but now know who, quote unquote, Baby Yoda is, even though it's not Baby Yoda.
It's Grogu.
It's Goku.
Grogu.
Well, that's right. He did say his name, right? Yes. But I'm just saying, like, people just respond to him as being Baby Yoda. Oh, yeah. But it's not. I mean, he's a Yoda species, but he's not Yoda. Right. So I need y'all to understand that.
That's what I'm actually waiting for them to explain. What is Yoda?
Yeah.
They still have not said what race, what species he is.
I'm surprised. I think they've been scared to do a Yoda movie, or not Yoda movie, but like a Yoda TV show where it's just
I just want to know the origin. He's been in dang near every Star Wars there is. Yeah. But they have yet to explain what species he is, what race is he.
Well, he needs an origin story. Well, that's hard though.
But you've already done an origin story, not for say Yoda, but for his race, because you're talking about Grogu.
I mean, I'm saying that's probably where it starts off.
But what I'm saying is, they still have yet to. They have this. The Mandalorian's gone 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
2 seasons. He's gone 2 seasons, And they still have yet to say what species the baby is. That's my thing.
Okay. I can see where you're going with that. But nonetheless, I'm just saying how Disney is doing it, bridging gaps. That's all they're doing. And they're doing a great job bridging the damn gap. And I like that. And speaking of bridging the gap.
We're gap bridging?
Yeah, we're gap bridging. I want to bridge some gaps right now. One thing that came up that I was talking about with a couple other friends of mine is the fact that right now we are how do I say this? We're living in a I was still in a somewhat post-COVID world. I don't know if we can say
there's not a somewhat post-COVID world. There's just a post-COVID world.
Well, I'm just saying, are we back to normal?
Oh no,
we're not back to normal.
We'll never be back to normal,
but
or what we consider normal.
I feel like we're functioning at the same time. I just see
it's just not normal. It's not what, like I said, it's not what we consider normal.
Oh, well, maybe it's what I consider normal because I'm doing the same shit that I've been.
but you're not. You just don't realize it.
Okay, well, I guess we can.
It's basically a slight adjustment of what you. The adjustment may be small.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The adjustment may be small. It may be so minute that you don't realize it, but there's the adjustment there.
Yeah.
You could have gone back to everything as norm or what you think is norm, but there's that slight bit of difference that isn't the same.
I got you. So when I'm talking about bridging the gaps, a long time ago, we talked about this before, and it came out with a couple of friends of mine recently, and I kind of want to touch on it with somebody, is the fact that, we talked about long distance relationships before, but we never talked about it in a way where it's like, what if the person you're in a relationship is like a performer, entertainer, or somebody that basically who travels frequently and can travel? Can something like that work, Kilz? Like in your mind, can something still like that works?
Honesty and trust.
So it can. You're saying it can with honesty and trust.
It can with honesty and trust.
Okay.
I think that's the basis for all relationships, to be honest.
Word.
Without honesty and trust, communication, it's like what's so saying? Building your house on sand.
Mm-hmm.
There's no foundation.
Yeah.
So if one of you is in the industry, movie, entertainment, as far as acting, singing, any of that, and you see this with a lot of celebrities nowadays.
Yeah.
The ones that are making it are the ones that are honest and they trust each other.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't, for example, I don't want to say any, particular names, but when you look at it, it's, they broke up because of this, and this, and then it comes to find out it was more than what they're saying.
Yeah.
No honesty, no trust.
Okay. I can feel that. Now, let me throw something else on there, right? Okay. So, obviously, the honesty and trust thing works. And I always explain this to friends of mine that said time is the most important thing that you can give in a relationship. If a person's not willing to give you their time, then they're not really fully invested in the relationship. First of all, do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree with that because time is very important, because time is you saying you're important to me.
Yeah.
Now, when I agree with that, I'm not saying that every waking moment. Because then, like I said, the honesty and trust thing goes into that, where it's like you actually have to say, okay, this person's working, but when they're off, they're coming home, we're spending time together. Whether it's just sitting up watching movies together or going out, we're still spending time. Sorry about that. When you spend time together, though, it's quality over quantity.
Right.
That's where a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people think that, we spent hours upon hours upon hours. But if you're spending hours upon hours upon hours and you're not connecting, but let's say we spent 20 minutes together and that whole 20 minutes we're connected.
Word.
I've gotten more time in with that 20 minutes than you got in with that 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a difference.
Yeah.
So that's why when you say spending time together or that quality time doesn't mean what most people thinks it means. It doesn't mean the longevity. It means the quality of that time.
Yeah. And, I bring this up, and I'm sorry if my friend is listening to this podcast right now. So you might get mad at me, but hey, what? It is what it is.
As long as we ain't mentioning no names, it don't matter.
So, it's dealing with an instant, like if, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, like, you're an entertainer, okay? And you live in, let's say you live in New York. Okay. Or no, you don't live in, you live in Cali.
I live in LA.
And the girl you're talking to, you're getting interested in, whatever, lives in New York.
Let's say she lives in a smaller town like Chicago.
Okay, she lives in Chicago.
In New York, I would be able to visit because I'm in that field. So, and New York is a entertainment mecca.
Okay, yeah.
So let's say somewhere like Chicago.
Okay, we'll say Chicago. What's a corresponding state to Chicago or something that's not far away?
Detroit. Michigan.
Okay, so let's just say you had a gig in Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay, and she lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
Would you tell her, hey, let's meet halfway? Or would you be like, yo, I'm going to come to you? How would you handle that situation, knowing that you're going to be,
well,
you know what I mean?
Knowing I'm going to be in Detroit and she's in Chicago?
Yeah.
First off, I need to know how long I'm going to be in Detroit.
Yeah.
Second of all, I need to know what's coming up after Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm going to be in Detroit, say, for 2 days, and then I have to go straight to, say, Miami, then she should know at that point, I'm working. I'm doing something to make us better in the long run.
Okay.
But on that same note, I'm also going to say, look, can you come to Detroit?
I don't know, Kilz. I think I'm going to disagree with you on that, man, because I really feel like, if she had the money to come to Detroit, you had the same time to go to Chicago.
But see, here's the thing. If I'm in Detroit for 2 days and I'm doing 2 shows, I don't have time to leave Detroit and go to her.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
So you're saying, okay, so if you were there for 2 days and you're like, okay, well, I got back-to-back shows. It makes no sense for me to drive.
To leave Detroit
to Chicago and then Chicago back to Detroit and then try to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
That cuts into our time. That cuts into our time because I have to travel to Chicago, which cuts our time. Then the time I get to spend with you, once again, we're talking quality over quantity. Granted. But if I get to Chicago and I'm tired and I try and spend time with you, but then I know I got to turn around and leave within less than 12 hours.
Yeah.
To get back to Detroit. Does that make more sense than me saying, look, I'm going to be in Detroit on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's my first day there. I got a show that night. Why don't you meet me in Detroit on Tuesday? You leave Wednesday when I leave.
Yeah.
That way, the time we got together, we're not cutting our time.
Would you pay for the gas?
I'd pay for the ticket.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at you paying for the ticket.
I'm paying for the ticket.
Yeah.
If I'm that busy,
yeah.
Either I'm paying for the ticket out of my pocket,
yeah,
or my tour is paying for that ticket.
Yeah. To bring her. Okay, there you go. Okay, I see that. You know what I mean?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm like, if you have to do all that, because it is an inconvenience and a little bit for her.
Right.
So you're gonna accommodate that. Like, hey,
yeah.
we don't. I want you to come to me, but listen, I'm gonna pay for your flight.
I want to spend time with you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it this way: if I fly to you and then I have to fly back, that's time we taking away from each other.
Word.
That's quality time we taking away from each other.
Got it.
Quality time we taking away from each other. Now, if you come to me and I say, look, this is how it's going to happen. I'm going to pay for your plane ticket for you to get there Tuesday at 6.
Yeah.
I get there Tuesday at 7.
Yeah.
You already going to be backstage with me regardless. We already know that.
Yeah.
Then turn around. I do my show at 8. I'm done at midnight. Before I even get off stage, you head back to the hotel. I meet you at the hotel. You get there at 12. I get there at 12:15. We spend the rest of that time together until I got to go back on stage Wednesday. That's all day for us.
Yeah. Okay. See, that makes sense, though. Okay, that makes sense.
If I'm not on tour, then I'm coming to Chicago.
Yeah. If you're not on tour, like if it was just one night, one show thing or something like that, it's like
I'm coming to Chicago. If I'm doing a show in Detroit, or if I'm doing a show in, let's say, Minneapolis, but I'm only doing one day, and then my next showing for 3 days, I'm coming to Chicago to see you.
Okay. All right, I had to bring that up because a friend of mine was going through some stuff like that, and I'm just like, yo.
But it happens. That's why I say it's quantity. I mean, it's quality over quantity. And it's a give and take.
Yeah.
It really is. Most people don't understand that, especially when they look at people in the industry.
Yeah.
Because I got friends that are stuntmen and stuff like that. Well, I have acquaintances. I don't have friends. I have acquaintances.
There you go. It's a difference. Yeah. Let them know it's a difference, Kilz. Let them know.
But I have friends, that I know, and then I have acquaintances that I know who are in the like stuntmen and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop a name, TJ Storm, stuntman. He teaches. He has a troupe that does stunts and stuff like that. They're martial artists. He and his friends are all in the industry. Some have relationships, some don't.
Yeah.
Because they're all over the place. Like, he's been to Japan like 6 times in the last year because of work. He was actually Godzilla in the Godzilla movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was a voiceover.
No.
But
he was the body.
Oh, shit.
He was in the suit.
Oh, okay. Got you.
So that's, well, not in the suit because they don't use suits no more. They do motion capture.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he was the guy they did the motion capture for.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. When you're in that life, and like I said, I know people like that. So when you're in that life,
yeah,
then it's like I said, if you're in that life and you're in the industry and you're in a relationship, it is quality over quantity. It really is.
Okay. Well, Kilz, you on a roll, man. So I think it's time. For the Joe Kilz Keeping It Real segment, man.
All right. Well, let's see now. Gonna tell you this. This is for the ladies.
Uh-oh.
And it's just a question for you ladies. Y'all can answer it how you want to. You can send in your answers to Carl just so we can talk about it later. But my question to you ladies is this. If your man messes up, and it don't necessarily have to be a big mess up, could be a big mess up, but if he messes up,
okay,
and you say you forgive him, why are we in a fight 6 months to 2 years later and that comes up? This is what I don't understand.
Okay.
Why, if you say you forgave me, then we should never hear about this again. I didn't say you forgot it. I said you forgave me for it. I should not have to hear about this again. This is me. This is me asking you. Why do y'all do that? I'm just keeping it real. Every dude wants to know. Why do we go through this? Why? You know what? Like I said, it is up to you to forgive us. If we mess up, and I'm going to give an example. You catch us with another girl. Not sleeping with another girl, but you catch us with another girl. Hanging out, doing whatever. I tell you, this is what happened. You go, okay, I forgive you. Let's go on with our relationship. Let's build from there. As a guy, I'm looking at it like, okay, you forgave me. You taking me back. You understand. We good.
Mm-hmm.
We get into an argument down the line. Like I said, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years. If we make it that far, and it comes up and you throw it in my face. Evidently, you didn't forgive me. Don't tell me you forgave me and you didn't.
Ooh.
This is just me keeping it real. This is me as a guy keeping it real. If you forgive us, forgive us. When we say we forgive you, we don't throw that crap up in your face no more. We don't. Now, if we tell you, look, I understand, that's not forgiveness. Don't get it wrong. Understanding and forgiveness are two different things. Now, if we tell you we forgive you, then we forgive you. But if we tell you we understand, you might hear about that later.
Wow.
But this is just me keeping it real.
Joe's keeping it real, man. He wants to know.
I just want to know.
He wants to know, ladies. He wants to know why you guys can't you guys forgive.
Like I said, I'm not saying you got to forget.
But this is the problem with that statement to me sometimes. Like, oh, you can forgive, but don't forget. But I won't forget. Like then, I feel like that the messes up the whole definition of forgiveness. Like,
No.
Don't you have to? So if you don't forget, so what do you think should happen? Like, how do they just keep it internally? That's what it does.
Well, my thing is this: if you forgave me for it, then at that point, we're not mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not dwelling on it anymore.
I think you're wrong, man. I think there's a lot of guys out there that do. I think there's a lot of guys that just like they don't say it and they just hold it in and just wait for the most opportune moment to just use it.
Then you ain't forgave.
No, I'm talking about if you don't forgive them. I'm just saying like something went down. He's like, all right, or something that bothered you and you don't say nothing about it. He's like, I ain't gonna say shit yet. I'm gonna wait. It's like what Kevin Hart was doing. Like he's like, look, I'm just gonna wait because I know when I'm in the right, I'm in the right. So I'm in the right. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait. Okay, here it come. Remember when you did? Okay, all right. Look. So you think should there be a statute of limitations on forgiveness?
No, forgiveness. If you forgive somebody, you forgive them wholeheartedly. It's not a point of, oh, I forgive you until this time. No, that's not forgiveness. And if you forgive somebody for something, you're truly doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for them.
Well, if it
because
happens,
it doesn't bother them.
So what happens if it happens again?
Then if it happens, you still forgave them for the first.
Yeah. So do it just the person you have to keep on forgiving?
You don't have to keep. No, it's your choice to forgive.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's your choice to forgive. You can choose to forgive somebody or not.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, like I was told when I was younger, forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness
it's for you.
is you.
Yeah, it's for you.
So
you move forward.
If you forgive that person, you're telling yourself, you know what, I'm not going to hold it against them.
But then, Kilz, you know what, man? To really think about that, I think like that takes a level of knowing yourself to do that.
Exactly.
And not everybody does that. Take the time to really know themselves, find out about themselves. There's people that do therapy, which helps out a lot for people who, are trying to find things about themselves. And Kilz, you got a point? Go ahead.
But that goes into that friend and acquaintance thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't if you can't do it and truly do it, don't forgive me. Tell me you understand the situation, but don't forgive me.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you're not forgiving.
But they can't forgive you, then it'd be toxic to the relationship. They can't forgive you.
They're not forgiving me though. Even if they say they forgive me and it still makes a toxic relationship, you still haven't forgiven me. Mm-hmm. Now you're lying to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So where's that honesty and trust?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I broke the trust. Okay. Do you forgive me for breaking that trust? Do you give me that second chance? Mm-hmm. If you're giving me that second chance and you're forgiving me for that, then don't throw it in my face again. Because then you're saying basically, I knew you would do it again. That's why I set you up for this.
Yeah, well, that is bad.
So if that was the case in the very beginning, then why are we continuing? Why are we wasting more time? That's all I'm saying. Okay. And that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm asking. Because in all actuality, you hear more from females or from dudes talking about their females than you do the other way around. And that's why the question was posed to the ladies. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, man. Shoot. Joe Kill is keeping it real right now with that question, man. And I hope you guys do. I hope you guys leave some comments down below. My lady friends out there, leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think about that question that Joe Kill just posed on the Keep It Real segment of the Come Up, man. This has been interesting, man. I love that segment, man. I love that because that was interesting to see you like, if you... What are you talking about? Like,
well, I mean, the whole point of the Keeping It Real segment of the show is to get stuff off my chest.
Word.
But it's also to make people think about stuff.
That's right. That's what we want to do. We want to provoke the mind here at the on the Come Up. We got to promote the mind.
Okay, we've taken it too far.
We have taken it too far. That's because we're wrapping it up right here. But But yeah, man, this has been, a great conversation. And that's what I wanted. I want a great conversation.
But that also touched into your long distance relationship thing.
Yeah, it did touch into the long distance relationship thing. It was just one of those things too. I just came up with a friend of mine. And it's just like, I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, I guess it could work in certain,
most definitely can.
but people have to be
you have
a
to
little
be
bit,
willing.
be willing to and be sometimes not selfish, but like a little bit,
No, it's not being selfish at all.
Yeah, not being selfish. I'm saying not being selfish, and I feel like the man needs to take more of obviously the lead in that process. If I have the means to do it, I'm gonna go make sure I go see you. And we had a coworker. I know we had a coworker who his girl had a better opportunity to be in San Diego, but he couldn't transfer at the time, and so he was driving back and forth from San Diego to LA every day for work. And he was just doing it because, I love my girl. She needs to do this. It's better for her to be out here. She's going to school out here, and it's for our future. So he was driving back and forth from San Diego to freaking LAX. Like, that's crazy.
But my question becomes with that is it because he decided to sell his place here and he just didn't have a place to stay while he was here to work? Or was there a trust issue between the two?
I don't know. I wasn't digged into that deep.
No, but I'm just saying those are things that you have to look at, because in all actuality, if her building a better life is in San Diego and he works in LA, then quality over quantity. Yeah. My days off for these days. I'm coming down to San Diego.
Yeah, but that also was the fact that he moved out here from another state and he was trying to he was doing acting and all that stuff, obviously. So being in LA is prime location, place to be.
And that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Quality over quantity. Mm-hmm. These are my days off. I'm not doing nothing on these days but spending time with you. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he had he won't be with his girl if they were living together. Obviously he just made that sacrifice to say, listen, I'm in LA. This is my dream. Your dream is to do this, do that. You gotta go to school. You gotta go to San Diego. So, he didn't it probably made more sense financially. Well, I don't know, the driving from here back to San Diego for the gas. But I'm saying if he didn't have a place out here, if he had a place and gas and was trying to go down there, maybe just on the weekends, whatever.
Right.
It might have cost more than just driving back and forth here and there.
True.
So, but he transferred to a location closer to San Diego, but at the same time, he's still making that commute, but it's because he wants to spend that time with his girl and have that quality time.
And that makes, I said, that makes sense.
And make the long distance work, but at least they're in the same state.
Technically, that's not long distance because he's going back and forth.
This is true. It's just long distance in my mind.
It's long distance driving.
Driving, yeah, exactly.
And the commute is a pain.
That is definitely a pain in the motherfucking royal ass, that damn commute. But once again, guys, this has been an episode of The Come Up, man. And whatever you're doing out there, make sure you keep on coming up. And I guess we'll be seeing you, man. Kilz, got anything for him?
Nah, just do what it do. Keep it real.
Yes, sir. We out of here. Let's go.
Peace.
Hello world, boys and girls, shine your light